Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Brain.
And I'm Anna. We're so excited you're here with us today.
Today's topic is one we've been really looking forward to: how to become more powerful in English.
Yes, and when we say powerful, we don't mean memorizing the longest words in the dictionary.
Exactly. It's not about sounding like a professor or speaking perfect grammar 100% of the time. It's about feeling strong when you speak, feeling confident, fluent, and in control.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever known exactly what you wanted to say in your own language, but when it came time to speak in English, you just froze?
We've all been there. That feeling of hesitation, self-doubt, or even embarrassment, it can really hold you back.
But here's the good news. Being powerful in English isn't about being perfect. It's about how you think, how you practice, and how you show up when you speak.
So today we're diving deep into how you can become more powerful in English, starting from the inside out.
We'll talk about confidence, daily habits, real-life examples, and even share a few phrases that can instantly boost how strong you sound when speaking.
So stay with us, grab a notebook, or just sit back and listen. Because by the end of this episode, you'll have a whole new perspective on what it means to own your English.
Let's get started.
All right, Anna. Before we jump into tips and techniques, let's start by asking, what does it actually mean to be powerful in English?
Good question. A lot of people think being powerful in English means using big, complicated words or speaking like a native speaker with a perfect accent.
Right? But here's the truth. Being powerful in English is more about how you use the language, not how fancy it sounds.
Exactly. It's about clarity, confidence, and connection. You could use the simplest words and still make a strong impact if you speak with purpose.
Think about it. If someone says, "I need your help," it's important. That's clear, strong, and to the point. You don't need a long sentence full of advanced vocabulary to sound powerful.
And power also comes from how comfortable you are with the language. Not just speaking iden, but owning it like it's your tool, not your test.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. English is your tool to express, to connect, to influence. And powerful speakers focus on connection more than perfection.
You know, sometimes our learners try too hard to sound advanced, and it actually creates confusion. Power doesn't come from trying to impress, it comes from making your message clear and strong.
So in this episode, when we say powerful, we're talking about being effective, confident, and influential in English, not being perfect or overly complex.
That's right. And once you shift your mindset around that, everything starts to change.
All right, ready to find out where real power... Okay, so we've talked about what being powerful in English really means. And now let's get into one of the biggest truths in language learning: power comes from confidence, not perfection.
Yes, this is such an important point. So many learners think they have to speak perfect English before they can feel confident, but actually it's the other way around.
Absolutely. I remember one of my students, his grammar wasn't perfect, and his vocabulary was pretty basic. But he walked into every conversation with confidence. He made eye contact, smiled, and just spoke without fear.
And how did people respond?
They loved him. Everyone paid attention when he spoke. Even native speakers respected him because he communicated with clarity and energy. That's what made him powerful.
That's a perfect example, and I've seen the opposite too, learners who know all the grammar rules, but they freeze in real conversations because they're afraid of making a mistake.
Right? And that fear, that need to be perfect, is what really blocks fluency. It's like trying to drive with the handbrake on.
Exactly. If you're always worrying about mistakes, you'll never take off. But if you speak with confidence, even if you make a few errors, people still understand you, and more importantly, they feel your message.
Here's the truth. People don't remember your mistakes. They remember your energy, your message, your connection.
So how do you build that kind of confidence? Well, it starts with letting go of the idea that you must be perfect.
Say it again for the people in the back.
You do not need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to practice speaking often, believe in your progress, and remind yourself you are learning.
And here's a little trick I share with my students. When you speak English, imagine you're talking to your best friend. Not a judge, not a test, just someone who wants to hear what you have to say.
Oh, I love that. It takes the pressure off. And when you relax, your brain actually works better. You remember words more easily and speak more smoothly.
So remember, confidence is a skill. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build. And every time you speak English, you're building it.
Let go of perfection. Embrace communication. That's where real power starts.
All right, so we've talked about confidence over perfection. Now let's move into something that surprises a lot of learners. Powerful English is actually practical English.
Yes, this is huge. Many people think powerful English means using big words or academic vocabulary, but real power lies in simplicity and clarity.
Exactly. Let's say you're at work and someone asks, "Can you handle this task?" You don't need to say, "I shall endeavor to undertake this responsibility." You can simply say, "Sure, I've got it." That sounds more confident, more natural, and yes, more powerful.
Totally agree. It's about using English that works in real life, the kind of English that helps you solve problems, express your ideas, and connect with people easily.
I always tell my students, don't just learn English, learn useful English. Learn what you'll actually use in your daily conversations at your job while traveling, or just chatting with friends.
Let me give you a quick comparison. Imagine saying, I am contemplating attending the meeting, versus I'm thinking about going to the meeting. Which one sounds more natural and powerful?
Definitely the second one. The first one sounds robotic or like you're reading from a textbook. The second is conversational, human, and still clear.
Exactly, and that's the goal. You want your English to feel alive, not like you're doing homework when you speak.
So here's a tip for everyone listening. Start paying attention to the kind of English native speakers use in real-life situations. Not in textbooks, but in podcasts, interviews, YouTube videos, and casual conversations.
Write down the phrases you hear often. Practice using them in your own sentences. This is how you start building practical fluency, the kind that actually works.
And the more practical your English is, the more confident and powerful you'll feel in real situations.
So remember, powerful doesn't mean complicated. It means useful, clear, and confident.
All right, now that we understand that, let's talk about where that power really begins in your mindset. Now, let's get into one of the most important topics of all your mindset, because how you think about English affects how you speak it.
Yes, if you believe English is difficult, or you believe you're not good enough, guess what? That belief becomes your reality.
Exactly. But if you shift that belief, if you start saying, "I'm learning, I'm improving, I can speak English," you unlock real power.
I call it switching your inner language. Before you even speak English with other people, notice how you speak English to yourself.
That's deep. So many people focus on grammar and vocabulary, but they ignore the voice in their head that says, "You're going to mess up," or "Don't even try."
And if you listen to that voice, you stay silent. You play small. You miss opportunities to grow.
So here's what we suggest. Start training your mind like an athlete. Athletes don't say, "I hope I don't fail today." They say, "I'm ready. I've trained. Let's do this."
Speak to yourself with encouragement. Say things like, every time I speak English, I get better. Or mistakes mean progress.
Exactly. Let me share a quick story. One of my students used to freeze every time she had to speak English at work. We worked together on her mindset. She started using daily affirmations and recorded her own voice saying positive phrases like, "I speak English clearly and confidently."
Wow, what happened?
She changed completely. Her tone, her body language, even her vocabulary improved. Why? Because her mindset was now supporting her, not stopping her.
That's powerful. So here's a little challenge for our listeners. Right now, think of one positive phrase about your English. Say it out loud. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
We'll pretend we can hear you.
And say it every day. Make it a part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth. Build a strong mental habit around English.
Because your brain needs training, just like your mouth. If your mind is strong, your words will be too.
So don't just study English, believe in your English.
Coming up next, we're going to share 5 simple things you can do every day to build powerful English habits. All right, Anna, now that we've talked about mindset, let's talk about communication skills, because powerful English isn't just about the words you use, it's also about how you use them.
Yes, powerful communication is about expression tone, body language, and the ability to listen and respond naturally.
Exactly. Let's break it down. First up, tone of voice. A confident tone makes even simple sentences sound strong. You could say, "I understand" in a flat tone, or you can say it with certainty, "I understand." That makes a big difference.
Totally. Next, body language. Even in English, 70% of communication is nonverbal. Standing tall, making eye contact, using gestures, all of that makes your English more powerful and engaging.
Right. People respond more to how you show up than the grammar you use. If you smile and speak clearly, people naturally want to listen to you.
Another key skill, listening. Powerful communicators don't just talk, they listen carefully and respond thoughtfully. That makes conversations flow better and shows respect for the other person.
Yes. And one more tip, pause with purpose. Don't rush your words. A short pause after a sentence gives your message more weight. It makes people pay attention.
Here's a fun tip for practicing. Record yourself speaking about any topic, your day, your favorite food, your job. Then listen to your tone, your pacing, your clarity.
That's a great exercise. You'll start noticing what works and what needs improvement. It's like watching a video of your own performance. It gives you insights you don't notice in the moment.
And remember, powerful communication is a skill, not a talent. You build it over time with awareness and practice.
So speak with energy. Use your body. Listen with focus. And don't just say the words, own them.
That's how you make your English unforgettable. Okay, brain, we've talked about confidence, mindset, communication. Now let's share some key daily habits that actually build power in English over time.
Yes, because power doesn't come from one big moment. It's built through consistent daily actions. So, here's the first habit. Speak English out loud every day, even for just 5 minutes. Talk to yourself, describe your morning. Read a paragraph from a book, just speak.
Second habit, shadow native speakers. Find a YouTube video or podcast, listen to a sentence, then repeat it with the same rhythm and tone. This builds confidence, fluency, and natural intonation.
Third habit, use English in your real life. Send a message in English. Comment on a video. Talk to a friend or language partner. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be real.
Habit 4. Write something every day. A journal, a social media post, even just a list. Writing helps organize your thoughts and teaches you how to express them clearly.
And finally, review and reflect. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what new word did I use today? What was one moment I communicated well? This keeps you focused and motivated.
These small actions add up. One day you'll look back and realize you didn't just learn English, you built power with it.
Exactly. Keep these habits consistent, and you'll feel the difference in your confidence, your fluency, and your voice. All right, Anna, before we wrap things up, Let's give our listeners something super practical. 5 phrases that make you sound instantly more powerful in English.
Love it! These are simple, real, and useful in daily conversations. Ready? Let's go.
Phrase 1. Let me clarify. Use this when you want to sound clear and confident in your explanation. For example, let me clarify what I meant by that point.
Phrase 2. Here's what I think. This is a great way to share your opinion with confidence. It shows ownership and certainty.
Phrase 3. I understand your point, but a powerful and respectful way to disagree. It shows you're listening, but you also have your own view.
Phrase 4. I'll take care of it. Short and strong. Whether at work or in everyday life, this phrase shows responsibility and confidence.
And phrase 5. That's a great question. Use this when you need a second to think. It buys time while sounding smart and composed.
These phrases are simple, but when you use them naturally, you sound confident, clear, and powerful.
Try picking one and using it today. The more you use them, the more they become part of your English voice.
All right, brain. We've shared strategies, mindset tips, and powerful habits. Now let's inspire our listeners with some real-life examples.
Absolutely. I remember one of my students, Maria from Brazil. She was terrified of speaking English at work. She always felt her grammar wasn't good enough. But instead of giving up, she started speaking a little each day, just practicing short sentences with confidence.
I love that. What happened?
Within 3 months, she led a team meeting in English. She didn't wait to be perfect, she just practiced being powerful. Now her co-workers ask her for help with English.
That's amazing. I have one too, Ravi from India. He loved English movies and started mimicking the actors. He used shadowing every day for a few minutes. At first he felt silly, but in 6 months he spoke like a natural, clear tone, strong pronunciation, and full of expression.
And that's what it's all about, real practice, real confidence, and real change. You don't need a perfect accent. You need belief and consistent action.
So if you're listening right now and you're thinking, can I really do this? Our answer is yes, you can. Not overnight. But with effort, daily habits, and courage, you'll become powerful in English.
The key is simple. Don't wait. Don't doubt. Just start. Power comes from the decision to act today.
You're not just learning English. You're becoming someone who can lead, share ideas, and inspire in any language.
Wow, Anna, we've covered so much today, from mindset to daily habits to powerful phrases you can use right now.
Yes. The biggest takeaway? Becoming powerful in English isn't about perfection or big words. It's about confidence, clarity, and practice every day.
Remember these simple steps. Believe in yourself and your English. Use practical, everyday language. Practice speaking out loud daily. Listen, observe, and learn from real conversations. Use powerful phrases that show confidence.
And don't forget, your mindset is your strongest tool. Speak kindly to yourself and keep pushing forward.
Thanks so much for listening to the English Learning Podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so we can keep helping you grow.
We'll see you next time with more tips to make your English strong and powerful. Keep practicing and remember, you've got this.